Thanks, Jana. Yesterday I was on location at San Jose City Hall for the Day Without a Women rally. At least 200 men, women, and children from across the Bay Area gathered at San Jose City Hall on Wednesday in support of a Day Without a Woman. Women's March of San Jose organized the rally as a sister city event in response to the growing national movement. A Day Without a Woman was meant to demonstrate how much women contribute to society in both paid labor at their jobs and unpaid labor in the home. Women were encouraged to take the day off of work and performing other duties, as well as to avoid shopping, and if it was an absolute necessity, to do so at locally owned or women-owned businesses.
What it means to me is it's kind of a statement that it helps the general public stop and think about all the things that women do to contribute in big ways and small ways to making America great and making America run. They own businesses, they run businesses.
Organizers recognized that many women didn't have the luxury of choosing to take a day off work, so encouraged them to wear red in solidarity. Nick Carter was a peace ambassador on hand at the Women's March in January as well as the rally Wednesday.
We know we're on the winning side of history and we want to stay that way.
The rally was about an hour long, and shortly after the bulk of the crowd dispersed, San Jose Mayor Sam Liccardo made a brief appearance.
Thank you for what you're doing. Know that you've got men standing with you. Maybe we're a little late, maybe we're a little behind or not quite as smart, but we're with you.
Local Women's March organizers tell me they don't expect to slow down anytime soon and plan to continue to look towards national chairs in D.C. for what's to come next in the movement. Live on campus, I'm Sarah Klieves for Update News.
Thanks, team. I don't know about you, Ashley, but when I buy food, I expect that it's going to be good to eat.
Me too. We've looked into why and how expired food is being sold here on campus at the Village Market and the Student Union. This is what we found.
Over the last few months, Update News has heard reports from students that they have purchased and consumed foods that may not be safe to eat because they have passed their best buy dates. Update News scoured the shelves of the Village Market and Union Square in the Student Union and found numerous drinks, granola bars, and even sour cream being sold after their best buy dates. Spartan Shops is responsible for the distribution of food in the Student Union, Village Market, and other campus dining locations. Students say that they are unaware that products are being sold in the Village Market and the Student Union that are past their sell-by dates. Otis Perry frequently makes purchases at both Village Market and in the Student Union and has never checked sell-by dates until now.
I trust it. To be honest, I feel that that's one thing that we shouldn't have to worry about is if our food is still edible, you know, like if it's still healthy for us to eat.
The Food and Drug Administration, which regulates food manufacturing in the U.S., does not require food companies to place expired by, used by, or best before dates on food products. This information is entirely at the discretion of the manufacturer. Ashwini Waggle, nutrition professor and didactic programs and dietetics director, shares her professional opinion about optimum quality of food products such as sour cream and juice drinks that are high in moisture and protein.
Something that is expired September 2016 is obviously not for human consumption anymore. So, you know, it needs to be dumped, basically.
Ryan Patucha, Director of Dining Services for Spartan Shops, says student workers usually stock the shelves and that they can sometimes overlook sell-by dates. However, he also says that it is the consumer's responsibility to check dates and labels of products on the shelves.
And we also encourage customers to say something. You know, if you see something on the shelves, we certainly don't want you to go home with an expired product.
Students like Christina Aceredo say they rely on the university dining to be able to provide safe, convenient food options for them.
If we're going to spend so much time and effort for Spartan Shops to spend all this money on our food, why not really use all the funds that we really have and pertain them mostly to keeping our kids safe?
From now on, I know I'll be more careful when buying food.
Agreed. In the studio, I'm Ashley Lett.
And I'm Sarah Klieves. Now back to you at the desk. Thanks, Sam. Since we reported that products in Spartan Shops eateries were being sold past sell-by dates, changes in policies and procedures are being implemented. We've continued our investigation, and this is what we found.
Spartan Daily reported that Spartan Shops was selling products past their sell-by dates. Changes are being implemented at Spartan Shop eateries around campus. Stephanie Fabian, Director of Marketing and Communications for Spartan Shops, says Spartan Shop staff came together after the article was released and came up with ways to fill gaps in procedures. One new procedure is a daily check of products in eateries.
We already had a procedure that was implemented in place, and what it was weekly checks instead of daily checks. With our eateries being so busy, we had our employees checking every Friday when we had a slower period.
One student in particular says she stops at just below at least 3 times a week and was disappointed when she saw the story.
I'm sure that we make enough money to get food that isn't expired, and the fact that it is and they're selling it, it's kind of like, what's the word? Kind of sad, kind of disappointing.
Fabian says the new daily checking system is intended to make sure no product is being sold past their sell-by dates.
So for example, Monday is frozen items, Tuesday is chips, Wednesday is candies and cookies. And so we separate those categories just to make it easier to make sure nothing is missed.
The new process includes requiring student employees, most who are part-time staff, to make sure there aren't any products on the shelves that are past their sell-by dates. The students are supervised by a full-time Spartan Shop employee. Fabian says that 2 students, one on the receiving dock and one on the stock shelves in eateries, are both responsible for checking dates to help prevent products from being sold past sell-by date.
So having that double check makes sure that we can catch anything that shouldn't be in our stores.
Students are still cautious and are checking dates and labels now more than ever.
I look at expiration dates now only because I don't want to get sick, and then I think nobody else wants to get sick either.
Although changes are being made, Spartan Shops is instructing their employees not to talk to customers or the media, so it is difficult to say how effective these new procedures are so far. Students say it will take time to build trust in Spartan Shops products. Sarah and I will continue to report on these issues. Live on campus, I'm Ashley Lett.
And I'm Sarah Klieves. Back to you in the studio.